Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're in Las Vegas for World of Concrete. This is my second year at World of Concrete. By far, most likely my favorite show here at Vegas. Let's go around, let's see what we can find. Lots of tools, lots of equipment, hopefully some new cool stuff, so let's go. All right, so this is probably my favorite area of World of Concrete, the outdoor booths. Not only do we get all this awesome aerial equipment to just look at as eye candy, but this is where all the tool manufacturers are, your big tool manufacturers. Let's go through the booths, see what tools we can find, see what we can get excited for coming out in the future. Let's start off by talking about this snorkel. Like, I love my JLG Mega Deck, but look at this. It is a double slide platform. I don't even know, it's an S9070. I'm wondering what that means. I'm gonna have to find out just how big this thing is, but look at the footprint on it is even massive. I wouldn't be able to probably even haul this myself. Perfect, I don't have to bother anybody. We can come over here to this spec sheet. So this is an S9070, max working height of 76 feet, 2,000 pounds in the cage. Let's see, okay, platform height 70, your working height 76, that makes sense. Let's see, overall length 16. I don't think that's correct. All right, so I did talk to some gentlemen, and it sounds like, I mean, they got this high capacity one, which means I could put 4,000 pounds in the basket and take it up. You're starting to talk about $100,000, which makes sense. Or they got a lesser machine, which is more similar to like my Mega Deck 3394. Has a little bit more capacity here, but you're still talking about 90 grand. So I don't know, just killer machines, man. Look at that thing. Oh, I know how valuable these things are now. Ever since the guys did the concrete at my shop, these rollers, guys, are amazing. Once you get your form board set up, you just run that roller. Look at that, there's like a double roller system. I don't know much about that. What's the point of the two rollers versus just a single roller? All right, so he says that this one here is more for, you know, kind of screening it off, and then that one behind it is a lot heavier and bigger, and it just kind of like compresses the concrete. I don't know if that's accurate or not, or if it's mainly just for a subgrade base like this, not necessarily for concrete use. Just know that these rollers, man, do they make the job pretty awesome. Oh no, it's finally happening. The robots are coming for our job, guys. I'm at the Max booth, and everybody's probably seen their rebar tires. Well, now they're coming out with robot rebar tires, so obviously this isn't going to be on any small job site, but large. I mean, think about roadways. Just let these things go, and they just go out and start tying rebar. So the demo is not for another hour. I might stick around, but I think a lot of people are posting this on social media.
Introducing the
pretty sweet.
Mobile Time Robot.
Here.
Its standout features are autonomy and adaptability. When it encounters obstacles, it instantly recalculates and adapts its route, ensuring uninterrupted progress.
Hey, check it out. This is U-Drain, and actually my client used this in their shop that we built them, and a lot of people were curious about it. So what's really cool is the size of the opening. So you'll notice it is not very big. So it's not like your typical trench drain where you know, stuff can fall in there. It's very sleek, easy to slope to, and then what it does is it goes to this here, which is basically a big pit that you can very easily clean out. Very cool. And you might be saying, well, what if you get something in there? Here, let me put this down. You've got this tool here that slides in the drain, and then you can push any dirt or debris down to this pit. Pretty darn sweet, very heavy duty, and what, were you gonna say something?
And so if you go to this end here, and I don't know if you've discussed this, so that flush nozzle there is basically a 1/2-inch barb fitting.
Oh.
You drill a 3/4 inch hole in the end of your drain here.
Yeah.
Bolt that on. Now you run a 1/2-inch poly pipe from there under your floor, come up at a wall. Now you drop a water line to it.
Okay.
An on-off valve.
All right, so what he was talking about was this guy right here. You can mount that on the end, run a water line under your floor and then do a
Exactly.
flush out. So does that negate the need for your little tool then?
No, you still need this. If something heavier that's kind of sticky gets into there,
Yep.
you still need this to help it along.
Oh.
But with that flush nozzle, you can even put a solenoid on that water line,
Yeah.
and then time it so that every 2 days for 5 minutes, it cleans out your systems.
So I build shops, and I had my client put one of these drains in, and
Yep.
everybody loves it.
Good.
They
Good.
think it's awesome. So
Yep.
so you drain. Where can you guys? Where can people check out your stuff?
So while you go to our website, what area are you from?
Illinois.
Illinois. Okay. Jacques, that's the representative for Illinois, right over there.
So this is the residential version, which we put in my father-in-law's shop floor. This is going to run you like $70 a foot.
Comes with our basin, with our pit.
Okay, so $70 a foot, you're going to get the basin and then the different accessories. Does this come in the basin?
Yes, that's a silk strainer. That
Okay.
we've installed.
Yep.
Just put it in the basin.
Yep, and then you can just pull it out. Yep, get all the garbage. And then if you're going to go commercial, then you're talking about $110 a foot. The other thing I really did like about these was this right here. It is very easy to set in, to laser, and to make sure everything is exactly where you want it. Super heavy duty. Great, honestly, great product. Hey, thanks. You said Jacques. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Crazy thing is just the way they move all this equipment in here. I was here 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago for CES. So this entire place was just crammed with consumer electronics. All the billboards, all the signage, all the things on the ground, the things on the buildings, the resorts outside. It's all like specific to whatever trade show is going in, and I can't imagine the amount of work that goes into like bringing all this big equipment and doing the changeover for all these shows. Not every product that I am having in this video is going to be something I will use personally, but I could, because check this out, this little screeder. This one is obviously just set up small. They kind of got it in like a sidewalk form, super easy. But what's really cool is this here. If you've ever done stamped concrete, having to put the stamps out, that can be a little bit tedious. But with this roller, I'm sure this comes in a couple different sizes, perfect for doing sidewalks. Just roll out a nice brick pattern. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. And this is at the Marshalltown booth. So if you're looking for it, it's Marshalltown. Check this out. I don't know what they call it, but Multidynamics is the brand. And this is for fall arrest. Look, she's demoing it up there. And you can put this system up alongside your building or whatever and have fall protection where you're working. I don't know what the specs is on this, but I'm gonna definitely stop in and check it out. So I just got done talking to these gentlemen about this machine. So this is about $80,000, right? And the only issue I see is that from the machine over to here, you might get up to 13 feet of clearance. So you could reach out 13 feet. That's not gonna work for us. So I was talking to them about it, and Brian actually showed me this. You can take 2 of these machines, obviously cost is an issue, and run a string line, or not a string line, but a cable. But they were telling me the problem there is now we got to consider the slack that can happen in that cable, so you have to consider that. But we were just chatting because there is very, very limited resources out there for what we do for safety, and I'm always trying to think about safety, but maybe I'm just going to have to pony up and spend $160,000 for Greg and I to stay safe, Safety is never like a super sexy thing. Nobody likes to really think about it or talk about it. But the older I get, the more I am interested in being safe, as I feel like I got not only more to lose, my kids are getting older. I want to see their, have kids and weddings, things like that. But also, I'm just not as comfortable as I used to be up at height. And, that would make it easier. It's called insurance, right? Speaking of screeders, look at that, laser screed. Someday I want to do a job that has a laser screed on it. That way everything is as perfect as can be. That thing just reaches out and screeds back that concrete perfect. And it's got the auger on it, so it can evenly distribute so you don't have to work it. I mean, it just does everything. I'm over here in the DeWalt booth, and they've got their new hydraulic driver. The problem is it's so loud out here you can't really appreciate how quiet this is. It's nice and smooth. I mean, very tiny. Look how small that is. It's got a monster battery on it. But yeah, DeWalt's got a new hydraulic driver. They also just announced this release of a dual battery backpack blower. So they got some, I think those are the 15 amps. Yeah, 15 amp. I don't know, let's see. 64 decibel. I don't know, so it's low noise. What's the CFM on this?
CFM's 855 CFM.
855 CFMs. And that's 64 decibels at 855 full speed? Okay.
That's 80% quieter than gas.
What kind of runtime are you getting on the 215s?
So runtime on low, 90 minutes, on high, 25 minutes.
Okay, so 25 minutes, because I'm going to run it on high every time. All right, so here, you guys maybe remember this. Some people showed it last year. Makita announced their entry into the framing nailer. It was just a prototype. This is an actual production model. It's 21 degree. It's got your single fire, your bump fire. Very similar to the other framers on the market. I'm told it's also going to be priced very similar. Let's go ahead and throw a couple nails in. We'll see how it does. Single fire mode. Bump fire mode. So there you go. Makita's in the framing market for nailers, coming Q2 this year. All right, guys, here at the Milwaukee booth, and as you can tell, they are having a good time. Sorry about the loud music, but we got the rear handle that we got announced at Pipeline last year, and then this is the new 7 1/4 blade right, so it's not going to be my favorite, but this has vac leak technology, so it's going to automatically turn on a vacuum if you want dust extraction. It also has a auto stop in case of a bind. It's not going to maybe rip out and cut your leg off, and that is electronically being handled inside. There's nobody else on the market doing this in a saw. We've got drills that will do an auto stop. So let's go ahead and make a quick cut here. Oh, and these are the newer thick curve Milwaukee blades. So here we go. Yeah, and I get it. Most people aren't going to turn a vacuum on for their framing site, but I do a lot of work inside my shop currently, and I'm always hooking up to a vac. So as soon as I pull this trigger, you can't hear it because it's too loud, but it's turning the vacuum on. So no dust solution is perfect, but that is going to limit the amount of dust on your job site, obviously. This is a framing saw, it's not a trim saw. So it does have the 1-key Bluetooth and vac link auto stop. If you're a blade right sidewinder type guy, top handle, this might be for you. I can't wait for this guy because it is way lighter than the original version 1 rear handle that I loved. I just didn't like the weight, so I'm excited for this one. Check this out, guys. I know all the Milwaukee fanboys are gonna love this. So at Pipeline, they showed us this racking for vans. Well, now they're gonna be coming out with racking and storage solutions for your job site trailer, or maybe your sea container that sits on site if you're a big commercial guy. Unlike me, I just have a job site trailer. I've got a big setup right now, but man, would it not look killer having these storage racks in there. The only downside, okay, and pricing is not confirmed yet, but leave me a comment down below. What do you think this set of racking is going to cost? I have an idea, and I'll let you guys know down below in the comments. But dude, it is killer. So this is Central Hall here at the Las Vegas Convention Center. This is like where all the biggest booths are usually at. And when you pan out here at World of Concrete, it is absolutely insane. The pieces of equipment that they shove into this room, how massive they are. I'll do a quick pan. I'm not even gonna walk through this because I don't have time. This place is too big, and I don't plan on buying a new concrete mixer or a concrete pump truck or an asphalt paver. But it's pretty impressive, to say the least, if you are in the market for a piece of equipment, just how massive this space is and what they bring for you to look at. So here at the Max booth, you know, one of these days I feel like I really should try this out, the Max Pressure. There's like 500 PSI, so high pressure system. And the reason I would do this, even though I love my jumbo nailer, look at the size difference for this jumbo nailer. Now this is only going to shoot, I think, up to 5 1/8, but I don't really shoot those that often. More about shooting 20 penny ring shankers all the time. And just to give you an idea, I mean, because of the high pressure, you don't have to have all that volume of air. It just makes the tool so much lighter, so much smaller in form factor, which obviously, if you're shooting the jumbo nailer all day, it's tiresome, but it does its job, and I don't have to hand drive nails. But in order to get something like that, I'm gonna have to go to a high pressure system like this. Let me know down below, guys, in the comments, those of you that maybe use something like this, what you think about it. I know it'll be an investment, but obviously my body is something I am all for investing in. Check it out, Bosch is releasing this guy here, which is a thermal imager. And a couple cool features on this is it's just gonna run off their 12-volt battery. You do have the option for USB-C connection so that you can download pictures or stuff that you record on here, or it also has Wi-Fi. You'll notice we've got our temperature here in the center, okay? I don't know if it'll focus there. We've got the temperature at the center, but also over here on the side, you see a cold to hot graph. In this frame, we've got anywhere from 79 degrees down to 43 degrees. Nice big clear screen. You know, this would be really nice for doing our blower door score test and getting an idea where our air leakage is. I don't know. So this is like, I think $1,600-ish. I would have to compare that to other models on the market, but you know, I do like the idea that I could just use one of my 12-volt Bosch batteries. That's pretty sweet. My good buddy Jim, who is Jim standing right here. Say hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Kyle.
Jim has been influential in engineering at Martinez Tools since the beginning, and he just showed me what is, I think, a very simple yet effective and amazing part of the tool. And so you got the titanium square here, but look at these nuts that, you know, a stair gauge nut. Jim's calling them a speed gauge nut, and or speed nut gauge. You know, it's not licensed yet. There's no trademark, but I don't know if you can see this, the inside, and Jim is a genius, man. I don't know how he thinks of this stuff. It goes in, and it just drops into place. I missed the hole. We're gonna do that again. There we go. So it just drops in, okay? You can see how quickly this comes off. There's nothing more annoying than having to screw for 5 minutes to get your gauge off or on, right? This, let me get it. This is all still a prototype, so I bet it's just gonna get even better. But it just goes on, and then once you start screwing it, it's like an instant tighten. And what's cool about this is Jimbo also put in these, like, see this notch here? We're gonna run this down here, tightens up in a heartbeat, and boom, 45 degrees. And so,
The other thing too is having them both on this end. Now you can use it on thin material.
yep. Now you can use it as an actual square, or set it on the table you showed me. Let's say you want to check your square on your miter saw, your circular saw, whatever it is.
The height.
Yeah, it's yeah, you've got the height right there on the side. So pretty cool, simple tool, and like everything at Martinez, you know, it's always pretty sexy looking. Look at these new torpedoes. Oh yeah, and updated shoe for the speed square, and it'll just go ahead and stick right to metal. Jimbo, you're the man, dude.
Thanks, Kyle.
All right, dude. Have a good one.
You too.
Check this out. This is interesting. It's called web rail. Instead of having to run framing or something around your job site, like if you're at a roof application or maybe an open second story deck and you need safety, I don't know, I just thought this was kind of cool. Instead of having to do all the framing and stuff, you just run a web, and yeah, look at this. Easy read tension guide. So this is how you ensure that it's the proper tension. You just keep tightening this up until that's out of the red in the green. So pretty darn cool. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? That's an interesting concept. There's a photo of it action right there. That is an interesting deal. Obviously not for post frame, not gonna work for me, but I still thought that was kind of cool. You guys, the sun is setting on the final day of World of Concrete. I am beat. I was only able to be here for 2 days. I feel like I did not do you guys justice and show you everything that there is to see here at World of Concrete. Honestly, sometimes I walked into booths and I didn't even turn my camera on because I was just like, oh, take a look at this. And I started playing with something and talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden it was like, I probably should have recorded that, but I'm already, 5 booths down and I don't have the time to go back. So honestly, the point of me saying that is there is so much cool stuff to see at World of Concrete. It's not just for people that do concrete. If you do construction, if you're a contractor, if you like tools, if you like equipment, it's all here. So if you're thinking about coming to a show in Vegas, a building show, whether it be the International Builder Show, World of Concrete, honestly, I love World of Concrete. I wish I would have been here all 3 days. Let me know what you guys thought, what I showed you guys, if there was anything cool. Hopefully the audio wasn't too bad for you guys. There's so much going on. Everybody's blaring music, trying to get you to come to their show. Equipment's running, tools are running, people are talking and chatting, and it's crazy. I enjoyed it. So if nothing else, I had a good time. Maybe I'll see you guys next year here in Vegas at World of Concrete. I think you should go. It's a great time, and I'm ready to go home, sleep in my own bed. See you guys later.